there! Welcome to Dinosaur Disco. This is episode 2 of Dinosaur Disco called the Disco Awakens, where the dinosaurs first discover the magical disco lights. Now, if this is your first time joining us here at Dinosaur Disco, then be sure to go back and check out our previous episodes, especially episode 1, because it's going to help you understand the backstory for this one. You can find the link in the description below. In our last episode, we saw how the dinosaurs first discovered the power of music and sound thanks to the little dino musician Donnie and his magical boombox. The dinosaurs had so much fun making music with it that they hid it under rocks and behind bushes so that they could keep playing it all day long. But little did they know, lurking nearby was Skrunt, the sneaky saber-toothed squirrel who was planning to steal the boombox for himself. And now, in this episode, he's going to finally make his move. As the sun came up the next morning, the dinosaurs awoke from their slumber and began to stir. Some yawned and stretched, while others got right to work picking berries, digging for roots, and chasing each other around the forest. It was a beautiful day. A perfect day for a sneak attack. Skrunt peeked out from behind a log and watched the dinosaurs frolicking about. He had been waiting for his chance, and now he could see it. Little did the dinosaurs know that Skrunt was watching them closely. He had his eyes set on one particular dinosaur, a rather plump Parasaurolophus named Patty. Patty was busy digging for roots, and she had no idea that Skrunt was slinking closer and closer to her with each step. But she did hear something. At first, it was just a barely audible scratching sound, but then it grew louder and louder until it was right next to her ear. Startled, Patty jumped up and spun around to see what had made the noise. And there he was, Skrunt, holding the boombox in his paws and grinning from ear to ear. Patty let out a loud squawk and tried to swipe at Skrunt with her tail, but he was too quick for her. He dodged her attack easily and then ran off into the bushes, laughing as he went. Patty was furious. She didn't just want the boombox back, she wanted to smash it. 2 pieces. But as she looked around, she realized that all of the other dinosaurs were staring at her, and none of them had ever seen a boombox before. So they had no idea what it was or why she wanted it so badly. Patty sighed. She knew that she couldn't explain to them, so she decided to give up and go back to work. But as she walked away, she heard the familiar scratching sound again. This time it was coming from above her, and when she looked up, she saw Skrunt perched on a nearby tree branch, still with the boombox in his paws. He started to scratch the surface of the box with his claws, and suddenly music filled the air. It was the same song that Donnie had played the day before, and Patty couldn't help herself. She started to dance. As the music pulsed through her body, she felt like she had never been happier. When the song ended, Patty looked up at Skrunt and saw a wild look on his face. It was clear that he loved dancing to the music, too. Patty knew that she couldn't let him keep the boombox any longer. So she did something crazy. She leaped up and grabbed onto the branch where Skrunt was sitting. But Skrunt was too quick for her. He threw the boombox into the bushes and jumped away, just as Patty crashed into the leaves below. Patty shook herself off and quickly dug the boombox out of the bushes. Then she ran as fast as she could, with Skrunt hot on her tail. She could hear him squeaking angrily behind her, but she didn't care. She just kept running until she reached a clearing and collapsed on the ground, laughing. The other dinosaurs had followed her, and now they were all gathered around in a circle, staring at the boombox in amazement. Patty knew that she had to do something to stop Skrunt from getting it back.
So she picked it up and pressed the play button.
The music was even more powerful than she remembered, and soon she was dancing again. The other dinosaurs joined in, and before long, they were all laughing and playing together. Skrunt watched from the sidelines, and a strange feeling came over him. He didn't want to dance. He didn't want to play. He just wanted to join the dinosaurs and be a part of their herd. But he was too shy, and as he watched them, he knew that he would never be accepted. Suddenly, he felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned around and saw one of the smaller dinosaurs, a cute little Compsognathus named Cody. Cody was known for being the smallest and most timid of the group, but today he was acting brave. And as he looked at Skrunt, he knew what he had to do. "Why don't you come and dance with us?" he asked. Skrunt couldn't believe his ears. Did the dinosaurs really want him to dance with them? He nodded shyly and joined the circle. At first, he was awkward and unsure of himself, but then he felt the music take over. His body moved to the beat, and he found himself laughing and playing like he had never done before.
As the sun began to set, the dinosaurs continued to dance and sing, and they didn't even notice that Scrunt had disappeared.
He had slipped away while they weren't paying attention, and now he was running through the forest as fast as his little legs could carry him. He didn't stop running until he reached his treehouse, where he collapsed on his bed and fell asleep with a smile on his face. For the first time in his life, Scrunt had made friends with the dinosaurs, and he had discovered the joy of music and dancing. He knew that he would never forget this day, and he couldn't wait to return to the clearing and dance with the dinosaurs again tomorrow. But little did he know, something amazing was about to happen. The next morning, the dinosaurs awoke to the sound of drums. They had never heard anything like it before, and they were curious to find out where it was coming from. As they followed the sound, they came across a clearing where they had never been before. And in the center of the clearing was a giant log that was covered with strange symbols and markings. The dinosaurs had never seen anything like it, and as they approached, they felt a sense of awe and wonder. Suddenly, the log began to glow with a bright, beautiful light. The dinosaurs gasped in amazement as they watched the light dance and flicker, illuminating the clearing in all its glory. They had never seen anything like it before, and they didn't know what to do. Then, as if by magic, the music stopped and the dinosaurs heard a voice.
It was unlike any voice they had heard before, and it seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once.
"Welcome, dinosaurs, to the Disco of the Ancients." The voice boomed. "I am the Disco Spirit, and this disco is yours to enjoy." With that, the Disco Spirit vanished, and the dinosaurs were left in complete silence. Then, as if someone had struck a match, the disco lights flickered back on, and the dinosaurs began to dance. They twirled and swayed to the rhythm of the music, and they felt a sense of freedom and joy they had never felt before. The music changed, becoming faster and more upbeat.
The dinosaurs laughed and played, and they danced until the sun went down.
As the stars began to appear in the sky, the dinosaurs knew they had discovered something truly special. They had found the Disco of the Ancients, and they would never forget this day. From that day forward, the dinosaurs returned to the Disco of the Ancients every night. They danced and sang and laughed, and they felt a sense of community and belonging they had never felt before. And though Scrunt tried to stay away, drawn by the music, he couldn't resist and eventually returned to the clearing. And as the dinosaurs welcomed him back, he knew he was home. And so, dear viewer, that is the end of episode 3 of Dinosaur Disco. We hope you enjoyed this prehistoric party. If you did, be sure to show us some love by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. And if you have any ideas for future dinosaur disco adventures, leave us a comment below. Until next time, keep on discoing.